For step 26, attaching the rear differential. Well, we're going to need to grab B3, which is the 1/2 of the axle housing, and then we're going to put in those rear shafts that we just built, and then along with the other differential that we built way back when in step 18. And so we're going to need to put some grease on there and put some grease on the gears themselves and put it all together. Now, I'm going to put the whole thing together and put it into the axle housing, and then I'm going to use the axle shaft to spin this to then be able to put on the grease, and that's going to be a lot easier to do. So there is our differential from way back when in step 18. There's the 1/2 of the axle housing that we need, and then of course our shafts from previous step. So I'll set this up and let's put this together. So right off the bat, let's put some grease onto that part there, and you can see that that's going to slide in from this side, and you can see that this is going to slide into that side there. So that is essentially what it looks like. Now if you grab our 1/2 of the axle housing, you can see that that is going to sit right in there. Now what I got to make sure of is making sure that the bearings are all sitting in there correctly and that it all fits in nicely. There we go. So it's in place. So all the bearings are in the correct place. Everything's sitting fine. And you remember the flat spots that I was talking about with the plastic? It doesn't make any difference where they sit. It's obviously just the way the molding process is. So there's nothing wrong with that. Everything is fine. It looks great. So what do we need to do? We need to grease up this main gear. So this is easy because with me putting everything in, I just need to twist and spin. It's a lot easier to do that doing it this way. I think we've got enough in there. There's one spot. So you can see now that is all ready to go, and it's nicely greased, but that's the easiest way to put it on. So there is our 1/2 of the axle housing finished. So that was a relatively quick step as well. So step 26 is complete. So we can move on to step 27 and work on the rear axle housing and putting it all together.